This series is not meant to be an accurate representation of the current NASCAR Cup Series. This is a fictional series, ran on NR2003 for enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed today's race. Welcome back to the NR2003 simulation season. Today we've got the crown jewel, the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race of the season, and one of the races that the greats of NASCAR, if you want to be considered a great of NASCAR, you must win this Coca-Cola 600. It's a long race. It's taxing on the drivers, it's taxing on the crews, it's taxing on the equipment because it is so long. It is going to be a challenge for these drivers. The first race here in Charlotte with the new race car. Will it be able to stand up to the length of the race and how difficult this track actually is for a quad oval? It's going to be an interesting one. The Coca-Cola 600 coming up right after this.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have started. We're ready to go racing here in Charlotte. Kyle Busch on pole. The rest of the field will be shown on your screen now. Kyle Busch was fast in practice, fast in qualifying, obviously. A pretty cool note is Ross Chastain up in 5th, and a big story is the 47, Ricky Stenhouse. Good qualifying effort from the 47 bunch. Justin Haley starting in the top 10 as well. That car has been super consistent. One thing to note, Martin Truex Jr., our All-Star winner, struggled in qualifying and practice. He'll be starting mid-pack right there behind Austin Cindric. But here we go. Field in turn number 4. Pace car will peel off. Cars will come into the restart zone. Kyle Busch, your leader. William Byron, front row, green flag in the air. We're racing in the Coke 600 at Charlotte. Kyle Busch jumps out to the early lead. But Ricky Stenhouse looking to the inside of Kyle Busch. Got a little bit of help from a fellow Chevy behind him in Kyle Larson. Larson won this race in 2021, last year. Chase Elliott finished second to him. Chase a couple rows back in the 9 car, but give credit to Kyle Busch for leading the first lap. Stenhouse looking on the inside of Kyle Busch. Looks like he may clear him off of turn number 2, but a big push coming from William Byron. Can Byron push Kyle Busch to the outside of Stenhouse? Ooh, Stenhouse squeezed him up to the wall. Not sure if there was any contact there, but it looked pretty close. Kyle Busch way up the racetrack. Went into turn number 3 too hard. He's going to lose a few positions here. Stuck up on the high side coming up turn number 4. 3 wide with Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain, who's super aggressive. Kyle Busch losing multiple spots from that. William Byron with too much of a push to the 18 into turn number 3, and that hurt him more than anything. Ooh, Kurt Busch, brother, up behind him now. Cars 3x3x3 here in the top 10. Front 3 have separated themselves. But Kyle Busch is up on the high side, starting on pole, and he is dropping like a rock here in the Coke 600. Keep our focus here. AJ Allmendinger, he is moving up the pack as well. Looks like the field's starting to get a little bit single filed out towards the front of the pack as the top 3 still single file. Top 4 going to look like it's going to be single file here coming off of turn number 4 if Christopher Bell can sweep the pass on the high side. Not looking like he's going to be able to do that. Chastain still to the inside of him. Action all over this racetrack right now. Battle for the lead. William Byron versus Ricky Stenhouse Jr. side by side down the back straightaway. Byron looking to the inside of Stenhouse. William Byron, we've noted over the last few races, he has had a struggle of a season. Would be nice for him to get a win today. We're going to credit him with leading that lap. Hendrick Motorsports right down the street, about 20 minutes from Charlotte with traffic. Without traffic, it's a quick little drive to the shop. Larson now looking to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Going to easy trying to go for that second position. All Chevy at the front right now. Top three all Chevys. Then you have your first Toyota with Christopher Bell. He is going to be right behind Kyle Larson here. Might give him a push down into turn number one to maybe get him past Ricky Stenhouse Jr. But Stenhouse with a really good run on the high side is going to prevent that. And this racing has brought Eric Almirola and Justin Haley into the conversation. Meanwhile, William Byron, he has now extended his lead to almost 0.3 of a second. We got 3 wide for second place. Eric Almirola with a run on Kyle Larson. He's looking to the inside. Some amazing racing here to start this Coke 600. Stenhouse still holding strong on the outside, but Eric Almirola looking like he might be able to clear all of them. He will off of turn number 4. Move Eric Almirola from 4th to 2nd in 1 lap. Tight racing down into turn number 1 between Larson and Stenhouse. As we're back to 3x3 here, right around 3rd place. So Almirola will move himself up into 2nd position. Now going to try to hunt down William Byron. The race is still hard, right around the top 10. Chastain, we noted he is an aggressive driver, getting a huge push from Austin Dillon, but Dillon is going to look to the inside of Chastain. Fantastic racing here. We are 10 laps into the Coke 600. You see our all-star winner a little further back, Martin Truex Jr. $1 million richer after last week. Riding the middle of the racetrack, and he's making a move on Christopher Bell right now. Bell is just battling up in the top 3. So Truex trying to work his way up towards the front. The last time we raced for points, it was this guy who went to victory lane at Dover. Tyler Reddick sitting 11th right now, just outside the top 10. Looking at AJ Allmendinger for the 10th position, hoping he can try to make a move on him. Allmendinger behind Keselowski. Those cars lined up bumper to bumper. Top lane is Kevin Harvick and his teammate Cole Custer. Field now starting to single file out. Almirola has cut into William Byron's lead. We'll show you that here in a second once they get a little bit closer. We've got some good racing here. Oh man, Truex to the middle of the racetrack, almost into the door of Cole Custer. Entering turn number 3, and you see what that did to the 41. Killed the momentum. A check on our pole sitter, Kyle Busch. You have to go all the way back here to find Kyle Busch. Kyle being shown in the 26th position, fell off hard here to start this race. He's also back here with our Daytona 500 winner, Chase Elliott. This guy's struggling today. But at the front of the field, battle for the lead is heating up between Almirola and Byron, and this has brought Haley and Dillon into it. Austin Dillon has won the Coke 600 before. You can see with those two guys racing, it has created a nice draft for these two behind them. RCR affiliated Call-It Racing, and of course Austin Dillon racing for RCR. Both of those are Chevys. Top 10 mainly made up of Chevy power. But the leader right now is going to be driving a blue oval. As Almirola off of turn number 4 might not be able to clear Byron, but he will be credited with another lap led here. So Almirola with a quick race car. Take a look at the fastest laps. It is William Byron that holds the quickest lap so far in the race. Eric Almirola not too far behind him within a tenth. So very even at the front. So even, in fact, that these guys are still side by side for the lead. No clear victor for the lead yet. Almirola battling Byron, and then about a car length behind them, you have Dillon fighting with Haley. Can Almirola clear Byron this time? Maybe. But Byron is still going to be there off of turn number 4. Great racing that we have seen here in Charlotte. Here comes Justin Haley. Haley is looking to the inside of William Byron here. Will he be able to get up next to him? No, he won't, but he's almost clear of Austin Dillon, which would help out the 31 immensely in his charge to the front. But again, that high side has been pretty dominant. But I think Eric Almirola will clear him, move Eric Almirola to the clear lead, but Byron looking into a crossover. Now Byron to the inside. Crossover on Eric Almirola. Will Byron be able to make it stick? Looks like he will off of turn number 2. Side by side again, just reverse rolls. So Byron battling with Almirola again. There is great battles all the way through this field, but this one right here is for the lead. We're going to stay right here. Almirola with the big run off of turn number 4. Will he remain clear of William Byron? Maybe not. Byron's still hanging on there a little bit. Down the back straightaway. Almirola now your clear leader. And now the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's also heated up with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We actually saw him momentarily while we were watching the battle between the 10 and the 24. Stenhouse was kind of in no man's land between the pack of 4 of the 10, 24, 3, and 31 and the 1, 5, and 16. Stenhouse was kind of in no man's land between those two packs, and he's now caught up with all this racing that was going on to this front pack. Another thing to note as well, one of the fastest laps goes to Ricky Stenhouse, and he's actually run that lap the last few laps that we've been watching, so Stenhouse starting to turn it on a little bit here. Battle for second between Dylan and Byron. Great battles. Austin Dillon looking to the inside of the 24. Side by side for second. Almirola loving what he sees in the mirror. We're going to go a little further back. Chastain, Kyle Larson, saw them side by side a few times here. Wide behind them, maybe. Allmendinger, no. Allmendinger with a nice run is going to be able to keep that from being 3 wide. Going to stay side by side with Kyle Larson coming off of turn number 4. Ross Chastain still leading this second pack. Of course, AJ Allmendinger are going to be running the bulk of the races for the 16 College Racing Machine. Starting to slow down a little bit as tire wear starts to become a factor. One of the biggest stories coming out of this week is coming out of this 15 machine, and more specifically the driver. Ryan Preece will be taking over for Eric Almirola in the 10 at the conclusion of this season. Ryan Preece has been named the driver of the 10 2023. Ryan Preece will be driving the 10 car for Stewart Haas Racing. Of course, this 15 car has been prepared by Stewart Haas every time it has been on a racetrack this season. But Ryan Preece, the clear choice for Stewart Haas. Little story about Preece is he is the simulator driver, the backup driver, and races this 15 machine for Rick Ware, prepared by Stewart Haas. So already being pretty involved with the team has helped make that decision of who is going to replace Eric Almirola, and it's definitely going to be Ryan Preece. So silly season in full effect. A little bit of a bump from the 42, and he gets into the outside wall just as we were talking about him. Ty Dillon just put the 15 in the wall. I'm not sure if something had happened between those two, but some pretty heavy contact for Ryan Preece. See if we can get a replay for you. This is going down into turn number 1. There's the contact from the 42 and sends Ryan Preece right up into the outside wall. Pretty heavy hit for Ryan. And we're back live here as Preece is dropping further and further back. Not sure if there's something wrong with the 15 car after that contact with the outside wall, but he is now being shown way back in the pack at this point. Preece being shown right now in the 18th position, but some heavy damage on the side of the 15. We got cars coming to pit road. Ryan Preece going to be one of them. He may have been speeding coming to pit road. If he was not speeding, he did make up quite a few spots with that. But they'll take a second look at the damage on that 15 machine. Chase Elliott not happy with the race car right now. Decided to pit early with this group of cars, hoping to have something change on the 9 car. Some adjustments being made on Chase Elliott's car to maybe make that car a little bit better. But the first round of pit stops And they're down and away. First round of stops complete. This will spread the field out quite a lot. Here comes the leader, Eric Almirola, bringing Austin Dillon with him. Almirola pulls into his pit stall. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for the 10. Update on Ryan Preece. He did get a penalty. He had to come down and do a drive-through. So Ryan Preece, a penalty for speeding. Now being shown in the 39th position. So the hits keep coming for the 15. Field very jumbled up now, but biggest thing is the 3 car has actually gotten out around Eric Almirola. So Austin Dillon will move to the first position. Once things cycle out, I believe. William Byron has yet to make his pit stop, but I assume he's going to be coming in fairly quickly. Byron and the 22 car of Logano. Further in the pack. Get an update on our pole sitter, Kyle Busch. Day has gone from bad to worse. Kyle's team got hung up on the left front of the 18 machine trying to get the tire off. Kyle now being shown in the 35th position. Not a good day for Kyle Busch. Couple of petty GMS cars racing together, the 42 and 43. 42 we've already seen had some contact with the 15. We have seen some great racing here today. With Logano right now trying to chase down William Byron. We saw Byron be very strong in the beginning of the race. Battled for many laps with the 10 of Eric Almirola. Byron has not had the type of season that we expected to see out of that 24 machine. Right now, the only Hendrick driver to not win a race is the 24 of William Byron. Of course, Elliott won the Daytona 500. Kyle Larson won at Texas. Then Alex Bowman went back-to-back at Bristol Dirt and Talladega. We're going to take a look at the point standings today. As you can tell, looking at these point standings, the cutoff, it is very tight, very close between these drivers. And some drivers that are fighting right at the cutoff line have wins this season. So getting a win does not guarantee that you're going to make it into the playoffs. You need to be consistent. Consistency is key here in this format, this hybrid format. Back into the racing action here. Driver we haven't talked about all too much this season, driving the 41 machine, is Cole Custer. Custer right now the best out of the Stuart Haas cars, but he is fighting with his teammate Kevin Harvick. Harvick with a win this season at Martinsville. Did make a mistake. Byron and Logano both did pit. So that would be the battle for the lead. Harvick able to get by Cole Custer here. Harvick moves himself to the third position. And behind them, we've got our all-star winner battling pretty hard with fellow Toyota Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, and Ricky Stenhouse. Stenhouse has been pretty strong up towards the front all race long. Looks like that battle has been settled. How about Bubba Wallace running in the top 10 here in the Coke 600? Definitely a confidence boost for the 23 machine. We talked about it with Daniel Suarez back when he won in Kansas. The 2311 cars are kind of in that same boat the Trackhouse was. The 45 had gotten the win in Auto Club, but the 23 has just not seen the results that his teammate has been seeing. So a big confidence boost here for Bubba Wallace if he can finish in the top 10 this afternoon, tonight, and carry that momentum into the next race. Almirola battling with Bowman. Bowman, our only multi-time winner this season. Talked about earlier in the race, Almirola retiring. Ryan Preece will be taking over for that 10 machine. See the 15 just ahead of Almirola, but of course Preece being shown in the last position. Chase Elliott has been struggling today, racing with his best friend Ryan Blaney, or right behind him rather. Elliott being shown in the 21st position. Not the day that the Hendrick Motorsports driver wanted for him, or even behind him. The 5 car of Kyle Larson is having a rough day. Went from winning this race last year to now running in the 22nd position. like Elliott putting a little bit of pressure on Christopher Bell. At the front of the field, we do have a battle for second right now. Kevin Harvick has actually closed down on Joey Logano. Taking a look at the fastest laps here, Denny Hamlin actually with the fastest lap. William Byron in second. Fortunate thing for Hamlin is he's being shown all the way back in 34th position. So not a very good day for Joe Gibbs Racing, specifically the 18 and the 11. The battle for second is on. Kevin Harvick to the outside of Logano. And now it's 3 wide for second. But Harvick able to clear Logano. With 10 laps remaining. Can the 4-car hunt down William Byron? And already, 0.2 of a second gone out of William Byron's lead. Harvick trying to give chase. Less than 10 laps to go now. 9 laps to go. The 4-car with some speed. He looks like he's going to be to the back bumper of William Byron, maybe by the end of the lap here. As the 4-car has found some extra speed once he's gotten by Joey Logano. Off of turn number 4, Kevin Harvick, he's going to be there. Battle for the lead is on between Harvick and Byron. Harvick to the inside, looking into turn number 1. This could be a heartbreaker for William Byron. A nose in front for Kevin Harvick. And Harvick with some speed, he is going to get by William Byron. And that is heartbreak for the 24, who had led the majority of this race. But now he sees the back bumper of the 4-car. So Kevin Harvick assumes the lead with less than 10 to go. 6 laps remaining. A little bit further back, we've got Justin Haley battling with Bubba Wallace. Eric Almirola, he led some laps in this one. Stuart Haas has really showed up here at Charlotte. A team that has been struggling. Kevin Harvick, of course, did win at Martinsville, but as a team, the speed has not been there. And now tonight we've had Almirola lead, we've had Harvick lead, and we've got the 41 of Custer in third. So these guys definitely had brought some speed here tonight. Harvick begins to drive away from William Byron. Of course, you have to look all the way back to the 29th position to find the next Stuart Haas machine. That is Chase Briscoe, struggling today. Another note is Harrison Burton. We saw a lot of speed out of Harrison at the All-Star race. Was able to qualify himself in, but did not translate that speed here to the Coke 600 tonight, as Harrison being shown 26th. Toyota as a whole tonight, looking at Kurt Busch, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. Toyota as a whole has not shown their speed tonight. The highest Toyota right now is Bubba Wallace in 8th. But at the front of the field, it is the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and he's going to see 2 to go this time by. Almost a second lead on William Byron since he took it from him. Harvick through the tri-oval, 2 to go. Down the back straightaway for Kevin Harvick. He's only got to do this one more time. Down into 3 and 4. Off of 4, Harvick is going to see the white flag here in the Coke 600. Easily down into turn number 1. Easy off of 2. Over a second lead for the 4 car. Left a little bit in the bank. Was able to get by Byron with less than 10 laps to go. And Harvick has been on cruise control since he got the lead. Off of turn number 4, for the second time this year, Kevin Harvick is going to go to victory lane here in the Coke 600. Unbelievable run for the 4 car to be able to get by William Byron. Joey Logano we saw racing in 2nd. He will finish in 7th. But Kevin Harvick will go to victory lane. He'll come around on the front straightaway, and he's going to do a burnout for the fans here for the 2nd time this season. And Kevin Harvick brings his 4 machine to the front straightaway, where he's going to do a burnout for the fans after winning the Coke 600. Congratulations to Kevin and that team. Stuart Haas, and we have another multiple-time winner this season in the 4 car. Him and Alex Bowman, the only 2 to win multiple times, and Harvick does it in the longest race of the season, the Coke 600. Here are the finishing results from tonight's race. The 4 car Stuart Haas Racing will go to victory lane with Kevin Harvick. William Byron finishes 2nd. Cole Custer finishes in the 3rd position. The rest of the field will come across your screen now. Saw some fantastic racing at the beginning. The green flag pit stop broke the field up a little bit, but we were still able to see some fantastic side-by-side, 3 wide, sometimes even 4 wide racing here tonight. And at the end, it came down to the final 10 laps where the 4 car was able to hunt down William Byron, who had led the majority of these laps here tonight, and heartbreak for the 24. That car showed a lot of speed here tonight, which is a confidence boost for William and that team because they have been the Hendrick driver that has struggled. So showing some speed may be able to translate that into these upcoming races. We go to Pocono next, and here's a look at the schedule. Go to Pocono next. That's going to be an interesting challenge for some of these drivers. The first time we've been there since the tire test back in 2021 for Pocono. So that track is always wild, going down into turn 1 with 5 wide and sometimes even 6 wide racing down into turn number 1. So going to Pocono, see who can best the tricky triangle next week. But it was all about Kevin Harvick here today. And we're going to take a look at the updated point standings here after this race here in Charlotte. The battle is for the cut line. We need to be above that cut line. If you are not, by the time we get to Kansas for the 2nd time, you are not going to race for a championship. But these points big for Kevin Harvick today, getting 2 wins. Not so good for Chase Elliott, who had a rough day, or Kyle Larson, who had a rough day as well. The only car that really showed any speed was William Byron tonight. And a quick look at the playoff format. It's going to be round by round. Every round, the bottom 2 drivers in the finishing order that are playoff drivers will be eliminated. There's no chance to make it back if you have a bad race. If you're in that bottom 2, you will get eliminated until there's 4 remaining. Go to Las Vegas with 4. The highest finishing driver out of those 4 at Las Vegas will be your NR2003 Sim Season champion. And that's going to do it for us here in Charlotte for the Coke 600. Kevin Harvick, your winner. We'll see you next week at Pocono Raceway.